The Dune movie that never was. Interesting. Is this about a Dune movie? Is this about the old Dune movie, or is it about the interesting Jodorowsky's Unmade Dune? That's a crazy name, by JoBlo Originals. We're gonna look at that. I'm assuming that this is about a Dune movie that does not cover any, like, that is not like Dune, like the book in any way, shape, or form. Then again, I've heard that a lot of the modern movies are also not that close to the original. So yeah, we'll see. I'm curious. We're gonna jump in. I'm curious. Yeah, I've only watched I guess I did watch the old Dune, right? It was nothing happened, it was just hella yapping. And then that's about it. And then the new one, the first one. That's it. I didn't watch the second one yet. Anyways, we'll go in.
In the early 1970s, a period marked by a surge in experimental cinema and the emergence of new cinematic voices, Chilean-French filmmaker Alejandro Jodorowsky embarked on an ambitious project that would challenge the conventions of traditional filmmaking. This was a time when filmmakers were pushing the boundaries of narrative and visual storytelling, experimenting with new techniques and themes. Jodorowsky, with his unique blend of surrealism and mysticism.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Hi, Shinduck. How you doing? Hope you're doing good. It's Alejandro Jodorowsky. An easy name to say. Alejandro, yes. Jodorowsky. After hearing it, now it should work. But before that, that's a bit rough. I must admit, that's a bit rough. But yeah, now it's fine.
Mysticism was at the forefront of this movement. His goal was to adapt Frank Herbert's iconic science fiction novel, Dune, into a film.
Before we continue with our video, here's a reminder to click the Store tab on any of our JoBlo channels and browse our collection of the latest and freshest designs in our merch store. Go get you some.
Jodorowsky is known.
Yeah, get some shirts. Buy some shirts. I want some shirts.
For his avant-garde and surrealist style, which is evident in his body of work. In addition to his ambitions for Dune, he has directed several other films, each a testament to his unique artistic vision.
And he apparently, if that's scenes from his film, then he likes booba, regardless. This is how poker will look like in 50 years. I will not look like that. I am a handsome man now. And I'll be a handsome man in 50 years, hopefully, still. Right? Like George Clooney's handsome still. I don't know how old George Clooney is.
These include El Topo from 1970, a surreal western that is considered a classic of the acid western genre. The Holy Mountain in 1973, a spiritual quest filled with symbolic imagery, and Santa Sangre in 1989.
Some of these movies seem familiar. I think the first one she meant, I think I've watched most certainly at one point in my lifetime. And that's about it, I think, though. Some of these do seem familiar, though. Maybe my mom watched them, and I just accidentally, watched them along. I think that might be the case. But other than that, I haven't really paid attention.
A horror film that explores themes of madness and redemption. These films are known for their unique blend of mysticism, symbolism, and experimental storytelling, and have gained a cult following among fans of underground cinema. Beyond his work in cinema, Jodorowsky has also made significant contributions to other art forms. He has worked as a comic book writer and artist, creating visually stunning and narratively complex works. He has been involved in various musical and theatrical collaborations, further showcasing his versatility as an artist. Jodorowsky has also written several books on tarot, dream analysis, and spirituality, reflecting his deep interest in mysticism and the exploration of the human psyche. He's been a vocal
Is bro just insane? Is that what this is going to turn out to be? And that's why Dune is so weird and bad?
Advocate for the use of psychedelics in artistic and spiritual exploration, believing in their potential to unlock new realms of creativity and understanding. Bringing Dune to the big...
Unlock the drugs. I see the vision. Just do some drugs.
Screen had previously been attempted by Arthur P. Jacobs and would go on to be...
Why this hair? Look at this. He's square. It's just, what is this? Why would you do that to yourself? Why? This hairstyle. With those ears. Bro looks like Dobby the house elf.
Attempted by Ridley Scott after the success of Alien. This was a dare.
That was very random. Yeah. I love Alien. The first one. The second one is still decent. And then it starts going nuts. And especially Alien 4 is just whatever they've been smoking.
Daring endeavor, though, considering that Jodorowsky had not yet read the book at the time he decided to adapt it. His vision for the film was nothing short of revolutionary. He aimed to create a 12-hour epic, a length
Well, I am assuming that did not go so well. 12 hours. Stop, bro. 12 hours is crazy. In February, this guy will be 97. Not if I can stop him. Anyways, interesting. Yeah, that's not gonna turn out. Who has the time to sit down and watch a 12-hour movie? Like, at this point, this gotta be unfathomable levels of unemployment.
unheard of in mainstream cinema that would redefine the boundaries of cinematic storytelling and push the medium to its absolute limits. Jodorowsky's approach to the adaptation was unique. Starting after a French consortium purchased the film rights to Dune from Arthur P. Jacobs' production company in December
French. The French are involved? Yeah, no wonder.
1974, he assembled a dream team of collaborators, each a master in their respective fields. This included renowned artists H.R. Giger and Jean Mobius Giraud, who were tasked with bringing the alien landscapes and intricate designs of Dune to life. Chris Foss was brought on to design machinery. Dan O'Bannon spent 6 months conceptualizing special effects. Musicians Pink Floyd and Magma were brought on board to create a sonic landscape that would complement the visual spectacle. Their music, known for its experimental and psychedelic sound, was intended to mirror the otherworldly visuals and enhance the immersive experience. Jodorowsky's goal was not just to create a film, but a spirit.
I think bro just overestimated the size of what he was doing, wanted to do. And that's why it just failed completely. Like, someone, and he's here. I know that Croc can achieve those levels of unemployment sometimes.
Spiritual and philosophical experience. He sought to explore the themes of ecology, imperialism, and personal transformation that are central to Herbert's novel. His vision was to transport audiences to the desert planet Arrakis, immersing them in the intricate world-building and complex characters that make Dune a science fiction classic. Jodorowsky's vision for Dune was a far cry from the 1984 adaptation by David Lynch, which was criticized for its condensed narrative and commercialized approach. Jodorowsky's vision was more avant-garde.
The David Lynch one, diabolical. It's just because it's hella yap. So this is a version of Dune that never... If I get the title right, that means that could have been a version... That is a version of Dune that actually never was made. I'm assuming then, right? He never got to actually make the movie. I wonder how that would have turned out and how would have that shaped also the remake. Interesting.
Emphasizing the novel's complex themes and philosophical undertones. He wanted to explore the inner lives of the characters, delving deeper into their emotions and spiritual journeys. The movie was set to begin by showcasing the entire universe before panning across multiple galaxies and then gradually settling on the setting of the story. Obviously, this would have been an ambitious feat before the advent of modern computer graphics. He aimed to cast his own son Brontis Jodorowsky in the lead role of Paul Atreides, who he had trained in martial arts for 6 hours a day.
Damn, bro could throw hands. Interesting, though. Yeah, nepotism here, right there. Straight up. That would have been a nepo baby. Straight up nepotism.
A day in mental, physical, and spiritual preparation for the role. Brontis would go on to play Nicholas Flamel in 2018's Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. His casting in Jodorowsky's Dune would feature along with a who's who of 20th century celebrities, including surrealist artist Salvador Dali as Emperor Shaddam, or
Why would you have such a beard? Why such a mustache? There is better ways to have a mustache, my guy.
legendary filmmaker Orson Welles as Baron Harkonnen, and rock star Mick Jagger as Feidhauta, who would go on to be played by another rock star in the 1984 film. Alejandro Jodorowsky originally saw himself as Duke Leto, but eventually figured he'd be too busy directing and proposed David Carradine for the role. Salvador.
Oh, this guy. I just know this guy from that one show. Well, not show, was a collection of movies that took place during the fall of like slavery, right, between the Civil War, right. That's the only place I know this dude from, funnily enough. My mom loved that though, and I think it was decently interesting.
Dali allegedly requested $100,000 for 1 hour of work. The film would have been a series of 12 one-hour episodes, allowing for a more nuanced and detailed exploration of the story. Each episode would have been a self-contained unit, with its own unique tone and style, reflecting the diverse perspectives and experiences of the characters. This approach was in stark contrast to the 2021 film adaptation by Denis Villeneuve and its 2024 sequel, which took a more conventional approach, condensing the story into 2 feature-length films with a more streamlined narrative. Villeneuve's adaptations, while visually stunning and faithful to the source material, lacked the radical ambition and philosophical depth that characterized Jodorowsky's vision. Frank Herbert's Dune was long considered unfilmable due to its intricate world-building, complex characters, and sprawling narrative. The novel's dense philosophical themes and detailed descriptions of the planet Arrakis and its inhabitants.
The only way you could pull off a decent, in-depth version of Dune is probably to turn it into a show. See, Poker, only French can make Dune, so it would seem. So that would rationally be the only option that I see this working. Aside from that, difficult due to its complexity, and also like who would want to do this, right? I mean, they can't even if they can't even properly do like even shorter stuff, right? Like Harry Potter, like less complicated stuff like Harry Potter completely faithfully. What makes you believe that they could do something like Dune? Even other things, right? There's even other things that cannot be done 100% faithful because the story's too complex.
Made it a daunting task for filmmakers. The book's nonlinear structure, which jumps back and forth in time and explores multiple perspectives, added to this challenge. However, Jodorowsky was undeterred by these challenges. Instead, he saw the book's complexity as an opportunity for innovation and creativity. He developed an innovative scriptwriting technique, using tarot cards and surrealistic dreamscapes to tap into the novel's deeper themes and symbolism. For instance, he used the tarot card The Fool to represent Paul Atreides' journey from innocence to wisdom, and created
The Fool! The Fool peak. When Alejandro Jodorowsky saw Dune 1984, he said this movie is awful. Actually, for real? Like, actually? That sounds very interesting, the fact that is supposed to be the case. That's interesting.
Dreamscape sequence to depict his confrontation with the giant sandworm. This approach was reflective of Jodorowsky's belief in the transformative power of cinema and his desire to push the medium beyond its traditional boundaries.
An old man and a clown. Just an old man and a clown.
Despite Jodorowsky's passion and innovative approach, the project ultimately...
Where are bro's hands?
Boundaries. Despite Jodorowsky's passion and innovative...
Is that a doll or a real person? Bro, where are your hands? Where are your hands? Or is this a boy? I don't know, but where are your hands? Yes, in an interview? Okay. Okay, interesting. Broski? That's crazy work.
Approach. The project ultimately failed to secure funding. The budget was estimated between 9 and 20 million, a significant amount for science fiction film at the time, when movie studios at large were struggling to stay afloat.
Between 9 and 20 million, that's a lot back then. For back then, that's a lot. Pokey, he's 96. He is allowed to be weird. Bro grew up in a different time.
2 million had already been spent during the 2.5 years of development by the time the French businessman Michael Seydoux got cold feet and withdrew additional funding. The 12-hour episodic structure was unappealing to other investors who preferred a more traditional, commercially viable film. Jodorowsky's uncompromising vision and refusal to compromise on his artistic goals also led to creative differences with potential.
Funny. And now we have literally just 5 billion, literally just 5 billion different, what's the word, Avatar movies coming up. Right, we already have 3 and there's gonna be more. Funny. I wonder if Jodorowsky would have been the age he was when he was thinking about making this movie, if it would have worked now. It probably would have worked now. Back then, though, different time. That would have never worked.
Backers. The project's collapse was a disappointment for Jodorowsky and his team. But their innovative ideas and concept art continue to inspire filmmakers and fans of the novel.
What? That's diabolical. That is diabolical. Fucking diabolical. What is this art? It's just like... What? What even? What? That's crazy. Oh, you could straight up go inside its ass if that's its ass. I don't know, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy art right there. Whoever made this, what were you onto? I just realized these are a bunch of mantis as well. That's insane art, bro.
Their innovative ideas and concept art continue to inspire filmmakers and fans of the novel. In retrospect, the project's failure can be attributed not only to its ambitious scope and unconventional nature, but also to a lack of understanding and support from the film industry, which was not ready for such a radical departure from traditional filmmaking. The question remains if the venture would have been worth the investment. Jodorowsky's appeal is and remains somewhat niche, and his planned liberties with the source material.
This is when you leave a... This is with this... Okay, guys, okay? Is that a butthole? That seems to be a butthole. This is, guys, boys, this is what happens if you leave a condom laying around in the sun for too long. It starts living. Sorry.
Could have alienated the built-in fan base, and it's impossible to say if he could have maintained his ambitious planned involvement from industry-heavy hitters. His next project, Tusk, garnered only limited distribution, and he never achieved a production on the scale of his ambitions for Dune. But he certainly didn't lack passion or vision for the project, and that passion and vision endure. Although Jodorowsky's Dune was never made, its influence can be seen in many subsequent sci-fi films, including Ridley Scott's Alien. The biomechanical aesthetic that Giger developed for Jodorowsky's Dune was later used in Alien, and the movie used much of Jodorowsky's creative team. So it's entirely possible that if the team was tied...
Interesting. It would have probably very much been possible to pull this off nowadays. I've wondered if someday somebody's just gonna pick up his work and be like, you know what? I'll do it.
up making Dune, then Alien is either different or delayed, which would create a domino effect that resonates throughout film history. The award-winning documentary, Jodorowsky's Dune, in 2023, chronicles the making of the unmade film, offering a fascinating glimpse into Jodorowsky's creative process and the innovative techniques he developed to bring the novel to life. In 2015, a script appeared for sale on eBay purporting to be from the project. Jodorowsky himself dismissed it as fake, but it turned out to be almost identical to the official copies he gave out to backers of his crowdfunding project in 2018. The film's concept art, designed by H.R. Giger and Jean Mobius Guiraud, has become iconic in the world of science fiction, influencing the visual style of countless films and books. Giger's designs for the Harkonnens' fortress city, Arrakeen, featured a blend of organic and industrial elements, while Guiraud's illustrations of the Fremen warriors showcased their still suits and weaponry in intricate detail.
So what we're seeing, all of this, what we're seeing here right now, is that all concept art? Because that wasn't really elaborated. Is that all concept art? Because that, if it is, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of good. It's kind of interesting. This movie had influence on Star Wars and Indiana Jones. In some ways, that's interesting. There's a documentary movie about this from 2013. Ooh, not bad.
Jodorowsky and Guiraud reimagined their concepts into a critically acclaimed graphic novel series, The Incal, first published in 1980. Jodorowsky's Dune was not just a film project, but a cultural phenomenon that captured the imagination of many. Its influence can be seen in the work of other filmmakers, artists, and
Fat fuck here. Booba everywhere.
its influence can be seen in the work of other filmmakers,
That's crazy work right there, by the way. I'm getting banned for this. That's just crazy.
artists, and writers who have been inspired by Jodorowsky's vision and an innovative approach. The project's collapse was a disappointment, but it also allowed for other creative endeavors to flourish. Jodorowsky's work on Dune paved the way for other avant-garde and surrealist films, and its influence can be seen in the work of filmmakers like David Lynch, Terry Gilliam, and Stanley Kubrick. David Lynch has cited Jodorowsky's Dune as an influence on his own surrealist
I'm never eating chicken again.
sci-fi film, Eraserhead, while Terry Gilliam has said that Jodorowsky's innovative approach to
Eraserhead. I'm glad that I avoided seeing anything of this movie. I'm so glad. Jeez.
storytelling inspired his own work on 12 Monkeys. Stanley Kubrick, meanwhile, was reportedly fascinated by Jodorowsky's use of tarot cards and dreamscapes, and explored similar themes in his own film, 2001: A Space Odyssey. The concept and script developed for the Dune project, which made their rounds in Hollywood even after the project was shelved, have clearly inspired, either consciously or subconsciously, a range of iconic sci-fi works, including The Terminator, The Fifth Element, and Flash Gordon, with their influence evident in the DNA of
I did watch Flash Gordon and Terminator and the Element one, but really just because of the chick. That was it though. The only reason.
these beloved films. In addition to its influence on film, Jodorowsky's Dune has also had an impact on literature and art. The project's concept art and design have inspired countless artists and designers. The project's innovative approach to storytelling and world building has also inspired writers and creators, and its influence can be seen in the work of authors like William Gibson and Neil Gaiman. The 2021 and 2024 film adaptations of Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve, have achieved significant commercial and critical success. The 2021 film grossed over $400 million worldwide and received widespread critical acclaim, with many praising its visually stunning depiction of Arrakis and its complex characters. The 2024 sequel has grossed nearly $700 million worldwide, solidifying the franchise's success. The success of these films is a testament to the enduring appeal of Frank Herbert's novel and the power of Jodorowsky's original vision. Jodorowsky's Dune may have been unmade.
It wasn't made, but it definitely did have absolutely 100% decent influence on a lot of things. Probably till today. Because imagine, if it had influence on other franchises, and other franchises pick up influences from those, that means that it's just, the influence is probably far greater than what you'd imagine. Also, Dune Part 3 this year. Actually, interesting.
But its legacy continues to inspire and influence filmmakers, artists, and fans of science fiction. Jodorowsky's attempt to adapt Dune was a bold reach for the stars.
This has a lot. This movie. I remember how many bald people there are in Dune now.
A grasp for the infinite possibilities
Diabolical.
of the human imagination. Like a cosmic tentacle, his vision stretched out to encompass the vast expanse of Frank Herbert's novel, seeking to snare the essence of its complex characters, its philosophical themes, and its surreal landscapes. Though his grasp ultimately fell short, the attempt itself was a testament to the power of creative ambition, a reminder that even the most elusive dreams can be momentarily grasped, if only for an instant, before slipping through our fingers like sand. And it is in that fleeting moment of connection, that spark of understanding, that the true magic of art lies.
That was it. That was it. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. So essentially, we could have had lots and lots of Dune movies if those stinky investors didn't back out. How did people live this long? I thought only Clint Eastwood had that power. Bro is strong genes. Strong genes. Too bad. I'm my mother's son. Therefore, I was nerfed, unfortunately. Anyways, very interesting. Even more nerfed than usual, right? That's the scary part. Even more nerfed than usual. Okay, interesting. I did not expect that. That was actually something that's very interesting. Yeah, maybe somebody does pick it up again in the future. Who knows? I'd love to see somebody pick it up again, and being rich helps probably. I hope somebody picks this up maybe and then does it actually right. That would be interesting. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.